the India-Pakistan border, a scar across the heart of a subcontinent, a testament to the enduring legacy of partition. For decades, this volatile frontier has borne witness to countless ceasefires, each one a fragile promise of peace, only to be shattered by the echoes of gunfire. The latest chapter in this saga of mistrust and aggression unfolded on May 10, 2025, casting a long shadow over hopes for lasting stability. The roots of this conflict run deep, entangled in a complex web of historical grievances, territorial disputes, and political maneuvering. The Kashmir issue, a festering wound at the heart of the animosity, continues to fuel tensions and mistrust. The two nuclear-armed neighbors have fought 3 major wars since their independence, each conflict leaving behind a trail of devastation and deepening the chasm of animosity. Against this backdrop of simmering conflict, the announcement of a US-brokered ceasefire on May 10, 2025, was initially met with cautious optimism. The agreement, effective from 5 p.m. IST, aimed to halt all military action on land, sea, and air, offering a glimmer of hope for de-escalation. But the ink on the agreement was barely dry when the fragile truce was shattered. The ceasefire, brokered after days of intense diplomatic efforts, represented a rare moment of agreement between the two arch-rivals. It followed a particularly dangerous escalation of hostilities, marked by cross-border shelling, missile strikes, and the unprecedented use of armed drones. However, the hope for a lasting peace proved to be tragically short-lived. Within hours of the ceasefire coming into effect, reports of violations began to emerge from various points along the line of control and the international border. The relentless barrage of artillery shelling and small arms fire shattered the silence, transforming the hope for peace into a cruel mockery. The locations targeted painted a grim picture of the widespread nature of the violations. From the Akhnur and RS Pura sectors of Jammu to the Poonch and Rajouri districts further south, the night sky was illuminated by the sinister glow of exploding shells. The Mendar, Sundarbani and Arnia sectors too were not spared from the onslaught. In the Uri and Gurez sectors, the echoes of heavy gunfire reverberated through the mountains, a chilling reminder of the fragility of peace. The aggression was not confined to the line of control alone. The tremors of the escalating conflict were felt in the Punjab region as well, with reports of shelling and gunfire emerging from Gurdaspur, Ferozpur, Pathankot, and Hoshiarpur. Further south in Rajasthan's Sriganganagar, Jaisalmer, and Barmer districts, the unsettling sounds of explosions pierced the night, shattering the illusion of safety. Even the skies were not immune to the reignited conflict. Pakistani drones, their silhouettes dark against the moonlit sky, were detected intruding into Indian airspace. These unmanned aerial vehicles, once a rarity in the region, have become a new and unsettling dimension of the conflict, adding another layer of complexity and danger. Faced with this blatant violation of the ceasefire agreement, India responded swiftly and decisively. The Indian Army and the Border Security Force were ordered to retaliate with appropriate force, targeting Pakistani military positions and infrastructure along the line of control. The night sky, once illuminated by the sinister glow of incoming fire, was now ablaze with the streaks of Indian ordnance. Indian air defense systems, on high alert following the detection of Pakistani drones, sprang into action. In a display of precision and coordination, they successfully neutralized multiple drones that had crossed into Indian airspace. 4 drones were shot down near the Indian Army headquarters in Srinagar, while another was intercepted and destroyed in the Baramulla sector. The Indian response was not limited to conventional artillery and small arms fire. In a significant escalation, India deployed its own fleet of armed drones, targeting Pakistani military installations and terrorist launch pads across the line of control. These targeted strikes, carried out with pinpoint accuracy, aimed to cripple Pakistan's ability to launch further attacks and send a clear message of deterrence. The most alarming development, however, was the interception and destruction of a Pakistani Abdali missile over Jaisalmer. This incident, the first of its kind in recent years, marked a dangerous escalation in the conflict, pushing the two nuclear-armed nations closer to the brink of a full-blown war. In the aftermath of the ceasefire violations and the subsequent Indian retaliation, an uneasy calm settled over the region. The night sky, once ablaze with the fires of conflict, was now eerily silent. But the scars of the fighting remained, etched onto the landscape and into the hearts of the people. The immediate impact of the fighting was devastating. While there were no reported casualties from the cross-border firing in the hours following the ceasefire, the earlier escalation had already claimed the lives of innocent civilians. Homes lay in ruins, their walls pockmarked by shrapnel, silent testaments to the human cost of the enduring conflict. The international community reacted with a mixture of condemnation and concern. The United States, which had brokered the short-lived ceasefire, expressed its disappointment and urged both sides to exercise restraint. Other global powers echoed these sentiments, calling for dialogue and de-escalation. The future of the India-Pakistan relationship remains precariously balanced on a knife's edge. The ceasefire violations have dealt a severe blow to the already fragile trust between the two nations. The path to lasting peace seems as distant as ever.